What's going on, people, and welcome to my post-match recap for yesterday's game. Newcastle United 2, Manchester United 0. Obviously, they got revenge on us for that Carabao Cup win. They have now leapfrogged us in the table, level on points, but they have a better goal difference. And I've got to be honest, from the game and the performance yesterday, I don't feel like we even deserved a point, which I was expecting us to get before the game. But how the game played out, I really don't think we deserved anything from it. And that's what happened. When you go out and show a performance like we did, you don't deserve anything from the game. And that is what happened. Ten Hag, I don't know what he was doing tactically. I'll get into it in a minute. I just don't understand some of the decisions he made pre-match and during the match. I had two players, including the subs, that got above average, and the rest were average or below. You're not going to win games of football with them ratings. I'll get into the ratings in a minute, but you ain't going to win games of football when you've got two players that are above average and the rest ain't. They have been waiting for that game, Newcastle, since that Carabao Cup loss. They've been waiting for this fixture. It was always going to be difficult going to St James's Park and getting a result. But I expected us to go and get at least a point because we're good enough to. But it's a mentality thing, and we just weren't up for the fight yesterday. They wanted to scrap and bleed and put everything on the line. And too many of our players went missing and didn't want to do that. And even level them out in terms of fighting just as much as them. And having a bit of pride, defend that Carabao Cup win and beat them again. And show them why you beat them in the final. But it didn't work out that way. They've got revenge. They're above us in the league now. Yes, we're level on points, but they got a better goal difference. So it's hard now. And fair play to them. As I said, I don't think we deserved anything from the game. I felt like they had so much more energy than us. So much more passion. They wanted to fight. Like I said, they would have died on that pitch yesterday to get a result. And they got the result. And too many of our players went missing. And there's no excuse for it. It's disappointing. We've proven that we can go on good runs this season. But we've also, in the last month, I would say, or just over the last month, there's cracks appearing. And there's been certain performances where it feels like Solskjaer's still here in charge. And I can't understand why that is happening. But I think Ten Hag got a lot wrong yesterday. I like Ten Hag. And I think he is a good manager and a good coach. But he's not immune to criticism. And yesterday was terrible. Into the player ratings. De Gea, 6, made several crucial saves. Ended up on the losing side, but he should not have been, because I think when he was called upon, he did what he could, and he done fantastically. He couldn't do anything about either goals, I don't believe, so I felt sorry for him yesterday. 6, and he was my man of the match. Delo, 4, tried to get forward at times, but didn't really a lot, and defensively, I don't think he was great. I know Aaron Wan-Bissaka was ill, so he couldn't play, but I still would have expected a better performance for Delo. I thought he was poor. 4, Varane, 5. I had him at a 6 at one point. I don't think there's any excuse. And I don't think he's just the only one to blame for that. But it looks like it's his man. And he just gets out-fought for it on the line, pretty much. And it's a soft header in that he concedes. Is Varane's man at that moment in time. I think he has to do better. I don't think he was poor. But for that one goal alone, I bumped it down to an average. 5, Martinez, 6. I think he was solid. I think he made about 4 or 5 crucial blocks from shots around the box. He recovered well at times from difficult one-on-one situations. And I thought he was just generally good. On the ball ability as well, that you know that he's technically very good at passing out. I thought he had a good game. 6 for Martinez. Luke Shaw, 4. At times he was dropping into that holding role and playing as like a Busquets at times. But then he wasn't terrible at doing it, but I don't know why we were doing it when we weren't really in the game. I think defensively he got caught too many times, weren't switched on enough, didn't look very alert to me at times either. 4 for sure. McTominay, 3, hides behind players when he's meant to be there, giving options from his centre-backs and defenders to or De Gea to play the ball out from the back. Hides behind the opposition players, so it's hard for his teammates to find him. Gives the ball away too easily, wants to start fights even though he'd get knocked down like a sack of shit straight away. There's one good moment where he put a good, decent cross in, went on a drive and put a decent ball in, it went for a corner. But I thought he was poor yesterday, and I don't understand, unless Fred had a knock or he was a bit ill, I don't understand why Fred don't start the game. I know he comes on near the end of the game, but for me, It's a no-brainer. You start Fred ahead of McTominay every day of the week. So I think he got that wrong, Ten Hag, putting McTominay in from the start. Sabitzer, 4. One of the quieter games I've seen of him. I don't think he got involved enough in the midfield, and he got ran through in the midfield too easily for me, and didn't really get on the ball enough. So 4 for Sabitzer. Anthony, I thought had an average game. I don't think he was terrible. He was a bit wasteful at times, but I also thought he did a few good moments as well, where lively and was trying to set people up and shoot. I don't think it was his worst game. He got hooked off and he looked disgusted by it, but I don't think he was terrible. 5. Bruno was a major disappointment for me yesterday. Captain, obviously, but I don't recall him being on the ball a lot. I didn't see him demanding for the ball and trying to dictate play. As a captain for yesterday, I think he went missing, and I would still prefer him as a captain over Maguire, but Maguire went in the squad. And he's been very good at times this season, Bruno, but yesterday, I thought he was poor. I thought he was really poor. 3. Rashford, 3. Bit of a ghost yesterday, not a lot of service, didn't get on the ball a ton. I don't know if he's tired or what, but wasn't really there yesterday. 3. Weghorst, 3. He's not good enough. I saw him lose the ball at one point when there weren't even any pressure on him, and he just lost the ball. He got, his legs got tangled up under him, and he just lost the ball needlessly, and he's just not good enough. He's always going to work hard, but he's not got the ability and the quality that we need. 3. And then the subs, we had Lindelof, Pellistri, Fred, Sancho and Martial. I thought Martial was okay when he came on, held the ball up, brought players into the game and link-up play. If he's fit enough to start him. I know the problem with him is that he's injury-prone, so I'm not convinced even if we started him that he could play the full match, which is a problem because then you have to bring Weghorst on to replace him if you're going to do that, and we know that he ain't good enough. While he was on the pitch, though, I'd give Martial a 5 at average. I thought he did okay. Sancho, 4. Didn't get on the ball a lot. Disappointing. I don't know what to say about Sancho. I think mentally he's struggling at times. Performance-wise, he's not getting a lot of minutes. Disappointing. Fred, 4. He should have started for me. I had him a below average, but still better than McTominay. Played less minutes than McTominay, and I still think he was better. Pellistri, 4. Didn't really impact when he came on. Didn't get on the ball enough. Didn't have a ton of time either. And Lindelof, a 5. He had a header at one point from, I think it was from a corner that went just over the bar, but he won it and did well to win it. But he did also get caught once or twice as well. So not great from him, but not terrible. I'd give him an average. And as I said, man of the match for me would be David De Gea. And Ten Hag, I would give a 3 because tactically, I don't know what we were doing with McTominay. I would start Fred ahead of him, and I thought McTominay was terrible, so I think he got that wrong. It's up for debate if he should start Martial ahead of Weghorst, but if he can play most of the game, I would go with Martial. It's a hard one with that, though, because we know that he could easily get injured. So I wouldn't have started Anthony in this game, but I actually think he was one of our better players throughout the game, so I can't criticise him for that. Obviously, with Casemiro out on his ban, Sabitzer I thought was disappointing. But the main thing for me is starting McTominay. I don't know why he did. And I thought he was terrible. Disappointed that Bruno went missing as the captain. It was just a disappointing performance yesterday. I expected more. And I think most people did. And not necessarily come out of St James's Park with 3 points. But come out with at least a point. And we didn't. And we didn't deserve to. So fair play to Eddie Howe and Newcastle. They deserved the win. And it's made it more challenging and interesting in the league now. But not necessarily if you're a United fan, because we've now slipped. And they've got a much better goal difference than us. It's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be probably between us and Newcastle to battle it out for that 3rd and 4th spot. I think Arsenal will win the league. And I think City will get 2nd. And then 3rd and 4th is between United and Newcastle, I believe. And I don't want to finish 4th if we can finish 3rd. It's going to be tough, though. Let me know your player ratings in the comments, guys. Your thoughts on yesterday's game. Appreciate everyone that showed the love on the last predictions video. It got a hell of a lot of views for what I get on this channel. So, appreciate everyone showing love. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. And I'll catch you guys soon.